What do you think? What do you think? Got my chicken coop. Hey! Did you?
Oh, you know what? As soon as I take off my gloves, I pinch myself on this stupid little.
I thought we agreed.
Yeah, yeah. You know what?
Never take off the gloves. I don't have my gloves either. What can I say? So I posted some chicken questions.
Yeah.
On the some of the
Yeah, I did. You were asking about
posts and all that.
the feed corn or something.
Well, there's different ones. What type of chicken should I get? And because I don't know anything about chickens yet, right? And so, oh my gosh, these people are so.
Everyone's got their favorite breeds.
They got their favorite breeds, and their answer is the only answer. And then I asked about the corn because I was like, what the heck you got feed corn and field corn? Is that the same? Is that different?
They are the same, right?
Yeah, that's what the conclusion was. But then, okay, I also want to mill corn.
That's right.
Do I take my sweet corn? And some people say you mill the feed. I'm going to mill the same corn I feed my chickens. Apparently, that seems to be the answer. I don't know.
Yeah, because sweet corn is corn is just for eating, right?
But the thing is, oh my gosh, people just took it was a fighting. You people are fighting over corn, non-GMO, and no, it doesn't matter GMO, non-GMO. Guys, chill out. If you want GMO, go get GMO. If you want non-GMO, get non-GMO. But it's like this with everything.
That's the frustrating part. Oh, it's like even with the chicken breed, right? Because people argue about this breed and that breed. Because I just end up watching videos and making my own decision. But God, people get so wrapped around the axle about this kind of stuff.
I'm gonna piss somebody off here. I know, and I don't want to piss people off. But I don't see anyone watching. It's like with the medicines and all that stuff. You know what?
Yeah.
You have to understand people, that there's people with different views, and it's okay. Even if I am 100% right. Let's talk about for example, Jesus.
I thought you were gonna go Haswapper.
Well, I'm
because you've had that discussion.
I am 100% right on the Haswapper training. I know that, and I've always been right on that, and OSHA agrees with me, which means that OSHA's right. Just so many people get that wrong.
I've seen it.
So many people who should know better on the Haswapper training. It's professional laziness is why they get it wrong. But anyway, my gosh, what was I talking about? Jesus. All right. Now, there is no wiggle room. Either Jesus is God, or he's not, right? And so I know that he is. But if I'm going talking to someone, and you must believe, Mr. Muslim, you must believe. Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, some people get real bent out of the shape.
And that's something without wiggle room. And you gotta allow people.
I've explained. I don't understand why they don't believe this. And
I told them. Remember, I had somebody working for me, and I won't mention her name, but you know who I'm talking about. And I remember this gal. She comes in there, and Gil. And she explained something that I should do differently or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay. And I went back and continued doing things the way I want. She was so upset. I mean, just because you said something doesn't mean I believe you. It doesn't mean I don't believe you, right? But if I didn't change, I'm not there yet. Well, but the thing is, we don't give people an allowance for not.
I've seen this even
there.
like in YouTube comments. I have a disagreement on whatever.
Yeah.
I've just told you X, Y, Z. So you expect me to take? Oh, because I might have a response about indicating that it's your opinion, or it's not opinion. I just told you this fact, blah blah blah. You're expecting me to take what some complete stranger that I don't know, using facts and logic, facts that I haven't verified, and logic that's dubious, and now you expect me to just wholesale believe it because you told me it doesn't make any sense? I don't expect anyone to do that, I don't care what you're claiming.
Google it.
Yeah. It's
that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. And we give ourselves so much unnecessary stress and conflict.
And even that doesn't.
I mean, it's corn, people. Corn.
That doesn't bother me as much as people who don't quite understand why they believe it. So same thing. So I've had these discussions.
In
the gun and tactical community. you got to do things this way or that way, or
Who,
this piece of equipment is good, this piece of equipment is
who
bad.
was that on guns? Was that Geraldo? Was that Geraldo? Just came out with some pronouncement. He just had all the gun terms wrong, and it's clear he doesn't have a clue about.
People,
Dude, be quiet. The loudest people on guns are the people who know the least.
and people have these views, and they don't understand why. And you see it like and you see it in the prepping community. You see it in a lot of communities. Whether it was even like even people who I'm in a macro level, I'm on their side, right? Whether it's like the mask issue or other stuff, but I'm on their side for different reasons than they are. And then even when I'm trying to explain those reasons, so even like with the mask thing, right? People on both sides don't understand what the mask's for. Even the people who are anti-mask don't understand originally why it was even done. And then you get some people who are more correct than others, like they'll get into the whole, they understand that surgical masks aren't respirators, but then they'll talk about it only filters down to 0.3 microns. And they know enough to know that 0.3 microns and testing is a thing, but they don't actually understand what it means.
Right.
And then the really crappy part is there's so much nuance in navigating all those specific issues. No one wants to sit down and like actually pay attention. You can't. They won't listen.
They'd rather be right.
Yeah, it's either all or nothing. Either the mask was all stupid, or you're evil for not using it, and then.
And and I see this, and back to the homesteading.
There's no nuance
in the homesteading and prepping communities, and I see this all the time. And it really is kind of sad because I have read, and I have personally met some people that are just so awesome, so much on their games, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's not a single person who knows everything, even about their field,
Yep.
right? But the ones who are the best and the brightest are also the ones who know they don't know everything about their own field.
Your subject matter experts, or the actual experts, are pretty quick to
listen. Well, they're quick to listen. They're quick to listen.
Mm-hmm.
They are quick to listen, and that's where you see everything. And that's why with the chicken thing. This morning I was reading some of these.
I saw the
Oh
comments.
gosh, chickens and people. It's chickens and
really
it's
matter.
corn. It's chickens and
you
corn.
know what? People have been raising chickens for thousands of years with
and the
less
whole,
resources than we have. You'll be okay.
How about the GMO? The whole world is fed with GMO food. Even if the thing is the way how corn works, right? The wind picks up the corn stuff and it goes right. So you got your non-GMO stuff, and your farmer next door's got his GMO. Guess what's in your next seed?
Well,
I'll bet you it's all connected.
Because I've had conversations with people about
just
last
relax.
week, don't you care? And my long answer is yes, I care. But again, that requires like an in-depth conversation. But short answer is no, I don't. Because like you just said, this is how we feed the planet. This is how in America we feed everybody with a low-cost, affordable food. I can go to the supermarket and eat exotic foods and meats.
People act like if you eat the GMO corn, you might as well go write your obituary.
Well, they don't understand what GMO is. They don't understand the science about what's actually happening with these different. So they'll say certain nuggets that are true, and there'll be truth to it, but then they take this little truth in a particular situation, paint with a broad brush on everything without really understanding what they're saying, and then they don't understand, like with the GMO stuff, the implications of what they're
Don't get me wrong, I like the heirloom stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, that's almost all I grow is heirloom stuff.
Exactly, yeah. I mean,
but why am I homesteading? Why am I homesteading?
Well, for preparedness.
For preparedness.
Yeah, self-sufficiency.
I'm a prepper who homesteads.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not a homesteader who preps.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I'm a prepper who homesteads. I homestead because I want to get control of my own food supply, and I'm working on the energy too. Get my own food supply so that when the crap hits the fan, when the Antichrist system comes up, we enter Revelation, all right, and things start falling apart, I've got my own food. All right? That's why I'm doing this.
Oh, yeah.
And even in between, there might be other bad stuff that happens. All right? That's why I'm doing it.
Listen, but
Do I really care if it's GMO? I mean, you're in the, let's just say, we're in the SHTF of all times, right? The final 7 years, right? That's spoken of by Daniel the prophet. Christ is coming back in like we'll say 5 years to go. Do I care that my corn is GMO? No, I don't. I don't. I just want to eat something today. And that's why I'm prepping. So that I can have something to eat.
Well, and it's like...
And I can maybe feed someone else.
And like with that, or even how animals are raised, this and that. You know, like I was talking to one person before,
my gosh.
I don't care because what you're saying, if you got rid of that immediately, half the population would starve to death. That is what allows the population growth that we have.
The free ranging. You know? Oh my gosh, that was another fight. You got to free. That's where you get all the nutrition. And don't buy food. No, you must buy food. I mean, guys.
It's not that important.
I want to know. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
I want to know people's opinions. But why are we fighting over this? Give me your opinion. Explain why. But you know, if somebody gives us opinion and someone else jumps on them and it's like,
well, and even
what do you mean you're wrong? Did that chicken walk out and free range and die? Did this one die because he did not free range?
Here's the thing, especially with topics like this, right?
The chicken scoop?
Yeah, with chickens.
I just need some chicken.
There's no evidence. Like you haven't conducted. There hasn't been, as far as I know, there's no studies conducted that can definitively say we're all just guessing, but it's all conjecture, right?
Or a personal experience or preference and all that.
And you know, it's funny because I did watch a video. This guy, all he does is free range, and his basic argument is: listen, chickens have been around for thousands of years. That's what people did. They didn't have all these fancy setups. They weren't worried about mites, and they were out there. The strong ones survived. The weak ones died. And so he basically has built this strong, intelligent herd, so to speak.
Yeah.
Or flock, and you know, hey, if they're too dumb, the herd, the cows, the chicken cows,
genetically modified cow chickens, you can milk the
chickens. But, right, and he says, look, if they're too dumb to get away from the predators, they die. That's the way it is. And so, and I watched it, and I thought he had some good points, and that's his take.
I mean, look out here. You think I'm not going to free range?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, there's bugs out there. I got land. Oh my gosh, some chickens are going to go out there.
I'm going to do a little bit of both. I mean,
but am I going to have food? Yeah, I'm going to have some food.
But then you get the backyard chicken farmers, so they can't free range, not to that extent.
Yeah.
What are they supposed to do? Are those chickens somehow, are they less nutritious than free range? Maybe not. Maybe they don't taste as good. Are they worse than what's in the supermarket? So where's your line? At what point is it not worth getting chicken? Right? But all these metrics that we haven't established the metrics.
Let me go back to my point.
We can't even measure them.
But at what point can we say, I do this method, and I'm okay with you doing some other method?
Yeah.
And that's what really surprised me. These people are like, it has to be my way. You know what? If I free range and you don't free range, I'm okay with this. You know, I really am.
That's what
Vice versa. My gosh, people.
The tactical people. That's why I like training with Carl.
Yeah, he's awesome. Carl's awesome.
There's been a lot of these people that I've watched videos, and there's been channels that I like. There's been a couple channels that I was following when they were smaller. They got big, and then them and their following got real myopic like that, to where it was kind of our way or the highway. I just stopped following them. But at least with Carl, this is the tactics I prefer. And these are the other tactics, or this is why you might want to use it in this situation or that situation. And he'll let you kind of figure it out.
You notice when we went to his tactical pistol course, and everyone's got all these different pistols.
Yeah.
You know what he did not say? Well, that's a bad pistol. You can't use that one. Oh, that's not the pistol you should be having. He didn't do that.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody have a revolver of all things? Oh my gosh, I would not. I mean,
I don't remember, but
you should never have a revolver. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, people had a wide range of firearms, and at no point did he say, I really recommend that you make a change. No, that's your pistol. You're comfortable with it. You made that choice for a reason, and we're going with it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Decisions on tactics.
If I make my decision on corn, and you make yours, and your decision is different, I'm not going to homesteading hell for this.
Well, and the thing for me, that doesn't bother me as much as a lot of these people and all these different subjects, they don't actually understand why. They don't understand how some of these things work, whether it's
on the GMO, like what's it going to give me cancer?
Do you know what GMO is? Do you know what that means? How that process is achieved, right? It's the same thing with medicine and all that kind of stuff, right? So like
like aspirin.
Well, I was gonna say acetaminophen. Yeah,
Okay.
but or is that or,
Well, okay,
or is it
like
aspirin?
aspirin. I remember uh, reading on this, and I think it was when I was studying for college. I'm pretty sure, um, but aspirin. They had this other chemical that they used that was related to aspirin, and I don't remember the name, but it was a natural chemical, but it would cause bad side effects, stomach and all this. And the guy who invented aspirin, um, his father wanted to take the painkiller, but he couldn't because of the stomach issues.
Yeah.
So he worked hard and he ended up developing aspirin, refined it. So yes, he altered the chemical,
Well,
right, to have a
everything is.
man-made chemical, and now you have aspirin that people can take. And you know what? People have been using it for
That's
generations.
like explaining, because my mother-in-law is kind of like that, and I explained to her, everything is a chemical, everything is chemistry, right? So it's like with a certain root that certain Indian tribes would chew on to alleviate headaches, right? The active ingredient is acetaminophen, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't think it was ibuprofen. I think it was acetaminophen. And we just took that compound, refined it, and delivered it to the body in a more efficient manner. Now there's certain things that,
How
yeah,
about penicillin? It's bread mold. Well, you have to refine it,
yeah, well,
and it's awesome. It's a great medicine, but some people
and it's
are
okay
allergic to it.
to not like certain things, but I've just come across a lot of people that don't actually understand the science behind
Yeah.
or the reasoning behind
They
it,
just don't like it.
and then they hold a really extreme view and blanket that logic, or they cover everything with, or I don't know,
Well, my big
you
thing
know.
is, and then they have a low threshold of patience with people who don't hold that same view.
Yeah.
And with all the crap going on, we don't need to fight over. And I keep coming back to chicken and corn, but there's so many other issues.
Well, the other
I'm
thing
not
too
going to
is
fight you over chicken. I'm not going to fight you over corn. I just want
you're not
opinions.
helping your own cause, right? So like, if your job, let's say, is to convert people to your way of thinking, let's say that's your life goal, you're not going to do it by getting upset at them because they disagree.
Well, and that's why I was going.
Do you want more people that agree with you, or do you just want to get upset at people?
You want to be right. I think most people want to be right, and they believe that an argument. And it's one thing these days. People don't know how to debate because critical thinking has long since left our school systems, universities. You mentioned this earlier. People think that a good argument is, I told you the facts, you should believe them.
Yeah.
That's not how to
I should just
convince
believe you?
I should believe you. Why should I believe you?
Why shouldn't you believe me?
I mean, break out some evidence and build a case and build a logic and all this and back to talking about Jesus. I mean, there is no better thing than to believe in Jesus. It's not debatable. I mean, it's debatable whether you believe or not, but you're still not going to win too many converts if you're out there grabbing them on the street.
Yeah.
Repent. And no, I mean, yes, Jesus did say, repent for the kingdom of God is at hand, but they came to him. He didn't go down the streets of Jerusalem knocking people on the head, dragging them, you must repent. No, they came to him to hear what he had to say. And anything else is a lower level issue, and you're not going to win people on whether it's medicines, whether it's GMO corn, whether it's
bugging in,
bugging out,
or right, like bug out vehicles.
Or what's your
EMP
number?
or no EMP, or do I need, or can I use electronics or not?
Exactly. Hey, you know
The
what?
bug out vehicles.
You want to go with no electronics? That's fine, but you should be okay. Have patience with someone who chooses a different.
And it's like the bug out vehicle, because I'm on a Facebook group. It's for bug out vehicle builds, right? And some people say, well, I'm prepping EMP, so I can't have any electronics. Like, hold on. Like, again, you don't understand, because that's the safest bet. But but the nuance of it is,
Okay, I'm going to disagree with that, but go ahead.
Well, the nuance of it is, EMP Commission's done testing early 2000s. A lot of these vehicles still worked. Now, we also understand that
the power level is really low, though.
Power level's low. A weaponized version is going to be more effective than whatever we tested. We have to understand that. And modern vehicles rely even more on electronics than they did back then. So, although we could say, yes, they should work, we don't know. Now, if you have a vehicle that's fully mechanical and carbureted, then it'll work in an EMP.
Okay. Now I'm gonna dispute. You had said something along the lines of, basically that's fine if everything is no electronics and all that.
Yeah.
And
if you're solely focused on EMP, yeah.
Oh, okay, but here's where I disagree, because first of all, the emergency may not be EMP, and you have forsaken the use of of radios and all this electric.
Yeah, I'm not.
You've
Yeah,
forsaken this,
I made it. That's why I
right? So
said in
because
the
you're so
problem with the
focused,
EMPers videos I made.
you are right. It's only your way, only EMP. Now you have given up. You don't even have your GPS to find back roads to where you're going because you gave up on that because it's going to be an
No,
EMP.
I meant if you wanted to make sure your vehicle
Okay,
worked
you
in
know
an
there's
EMP.
you know there's people like that.
Oh, 100%. Because
Okay.
every gear selection, I don't have. All right, all right. Think about the hurricane and think about the freeze in Texas, right? Before all that happened, you'd hear, "Oh, I don't have a generator because it won't work in EMP." Or how are you going to get gas? I'm like, are you kidding me? You've never lived through especially if you're on the Gulf Coast, you've never lived through a hurricane. You're telling me you don't see a need for a generator?
I know, right?
It's insane.
For anything, I mean, we're out here in Tennessee and we lose power sometimes. And on the generator, I didn't tell you.
What?
I made a faux pas on my generator. It was busy year last year. I did not do my regular tests, and I went to pull it out last week. The gas was old and it would not start.
Again? This
No,
is like your third
it's the-
generator that you've
It's the
damaged.
first time. No, I didn't damage anything. I just drained I
okay.
just drained the gas out.
You've
put
gone
new
through
gas.
two. I know you had two generators.
The other one
ruined the carbs because the gas sat.
The other one was crap.
See, that's why all my gasoline, all gasoline I use, I treat with stable for one,
Well,
just in case.
they're all treated.
Okay.
They're all treated, but the gas just sat. Oh, you talk about this generator. I used it so much when we were living in the RV.
That's fine.
But I left it sat in the gas would not start, so I had to drain the gasoline and put some new gas in and run it.
I think we used mine last.
But yeah, I don't have
last
power
month.
out